About being sincere and truthful. I said it many times, but I realized something. I say, if it's important, make it visible. And that's the famous saying that I work with the companies. The idea of the glass wall management, if everything is going well, that's fine, but let's make sure that each mini company would know what's important, and if they know what's important, that should be made visible. There may be urgent stuff and important stuff, but what's important is really important. And if you cannot say it or put it visually to post it, that's the idea of glass wall management in the company. But applying that principle in my living life, I believe that's what I do. I wondered why I kept on going this YouTube thing from, 17 years ago. I'm one of the oldest ones to continue. I didn't know at the beginning, but I posted as I felt like posting it. And recently, in the last, I don't know how many years, more recent years, I keep doing pretty much every day. Why? I want to know if I am being sincere and truthful, and if it's important, I want to make it visible. So I use the platform of YouTube as if to talk to myself in the mirror and point out what's going on. So that's what I do. Every day, things are different, and we have to live in the now, always trying to get on top of what's important, but also address the urgent stuff at the same time. So we have to navigate this life. Sometimes we may meditate, sometimes we go through some difficulties, health, finance, relationship, and mental. Things happen. So what I do is to make it visible through YouTube. That's what I found, because that makes sense. And I don't know why I was doing it, more or less, because it was not in my mind, in my thinking. It was something driving me to do it. And if I can use word to explain why, and that's what I said, that if it's important, make it visible. And you do it, several times, a few times a day, depending upon how busy and all that. And sometimes very peaceful, sometimes not. But still, I just want to be on top of being sincere and truthful and live my life in a genuine sense, that I can say it straightforward as if look into the mirror. And that's the idea of the mirror. I said, observer is observed. When I observe my mirror by sharing this thought, I can watch on this screen. So I am on top of it at the moment, every day. Especially focus on some of the important things. What are the important things? What's going on is, of course, very important. And explaining why and what happened, like a PDCA or Shira Samadhi Panya. It's a continuous process. And sometimes I'm very peaceful, sometimes jittery, but that's reality. And then I follow up. Instead of writing in pencil at the journal, I do this because I'm accountable to myself and have the ownership to live my life. It's kind of obvious. So I think I'm being sincere and truthful to do this. And I do not do this for the sake of showing off or anything, but to communicate how I'm living. And if some people can find it interesting, I'm interested to hear back what they think. Because I'm not looking at myself, but I'm looking at the audience who may give me any feedback. And every feedback, I look at it, think about it, and digest it, and respond as needed. And that process is also a check and balance process. So it's not anything but just a basic principle of life. That I want to be accountable to what I do with ownership and being sincere and truthful. And I just said, like just a while ago, I put words about the dream, and I explained that. And while I explained that dream, which is in the other video, just a while ago I posted, that was like digesting, PDCA, checking what happened in the dream and acting or analyzing or digesting to see what it means. And then with that, I share it. And that sharing is also to point what I got it, but also to confirm the direction so that this movement of life keep continuing, like a PDCA, Shila Samadhi Panya. And I try to do it, not always perfect, maybe never perfect, because I'm always imperfect, but it's the effort to be able to share. If I cannot share it, something is not right. And if it's not simple message, something is not quite put together, probably. So it may put me in a spot of whether I can be coherent. And of course, I cannot be all the time. And most often, my English and the memory and this and that get into the way. But instead of preparing something to say nice or anything, I just wanted to be, because I'm to live in the now. And each moment of this action hopefully is to be connected to the heart and with hopefully the wisdom or compassion that may come out, not for anything but for my own sake, to justify why I live. Yes, I'm serious. I mean, why not do it? So I just realized that that's what I do. And as time goes by, each summary and the posting on the YouTube stays with me, and there's a record of it. And more I do it, I reinforce the positives, meaning meaningful for my living life sincerely and truthfully to keep on moving forward. So theoretically, you can do it without, of course, using the YouTube. You can just digest and be with it. But I just want to reinforce in a manner that I can say, so that my brain is involved, not just staying in this absolute state of being and go away. Because this state of absolute being, non-duality, if you want to call that, is just that. But if I get back to use the brain to summarize, capture the key point, I believe that would force me or encourage me or automatically reorganize my position, my construct of who I am, trying to be aligned to the way of the universe, but also with the society. And with this platform, I'm doing it. I just read this sign that says Namu Amida Butsu. Because I like the saying, although I'm not into the Shin Buddhism, but the Myokonin, I'm so familiar. And it may be an anchoring thing to have a calm and quiet mind with Namu Amida Butsu, Samadhi, no mind, no self. And out of that is the mind capturing the key point of it in words and the logic, so that hopefully is connected to what's going on in my heart, and hopefully heaven help those who help themselves. If I want to do this, I may get the help of the law of the universe and the connection to be reinforced so that I can make good judgment. I'm imperfect, and I am imperfect. But there's that sense of doing the best and be aligned to the idea, may all beings be happy. So that's just a summary of what I feel I do on YouTube. And the point is, again, prove to be, if possible, sincere, truthful, and be able to articulate, which I can work on, because I'm doing it so often. Eventually, I may get good at communicating. So, wish me luck, and if you watch this, you understand why I'm doing it, and I may most likely keep doing it for a while until I pass away. Thank you.